Warning, this podcast contains material not suitable for younger audiences, and some material that's not suitable for older audiences. If you're part of any age group, we've found a way to offend you. Run while you still can. We are the hapless heroes.
They both fail to intimidate each other.
That's a great sign.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another installment of the Hapless Heroes podcast. I'm Francesco, and tonight I will be your host and DM, and I'm going to introduce our cast of characters who are, at this point, internet famous.
Yeah. It's hard
Mildly
to go outside.
internet famous.
It's hard to go outside.
To my left, we have James playing Hoblet the Smasher,
Good evening, friendos.
Massimo playing Morton Mac, a.k.a. Gorgeous Mort,
So glad to be here.
Dave playing Omega Project Prototype Zero,
Greetings and salutations.
and John playing Lord Jarrell the Light.
A pleasure as always.
Zach is not with us tonight, so for this session and the next, unfortunately, he is busy being a really good student. Thankfully, getting them edumacations. Yeah.
Overrated.
But he'll be back with us, after the following episode. So let's go ahead and recap what happened last time. You guys made your way into Last Wall, got a taste of sort of the flavor of the city, so to speak.
Pretty quickly, too. It
Yeah.
was a very, nothing happened on the travels, really.
Yeah, just minus some random minor encounters that I rolled
Yeah.
on my little shitty D100 table. And other than that, you guys made it into town. You went to the bar and grill. Mort, you guys managed to identify where one of the gems was. Well, you thought you did. You were kind of between a few people, and so
Oh,
Mort
God, the drinking
picked a person.
contest.
You guys had a drinking
Yes.
contest.
Ruined my liver that night.
Won a magical letter opener out of that.
Yeah.
I don't think you took any
No,
damage from
no,
that. You
I did
were,
not- I
you
did
couldn't
not.
get
Your
drunk.
liver
so-
wouldn't have suffered the
impervious.
ill effects from that either.
No,
Yeah,
my
nothing.
liver is okay. My liver is unscathed.
Immune to intoxication.
Ooh, that also means immune to any of the ill effects.
Yes. I mean,
it's-
the
yeah.
health consequences of
Probably.
drinking
Right.
flagoons of ale to my
Because
face.
you're not intoxicated.
You
It's just
can't
going
get
right through.
cirrhosis
Okay,
if you're never
that's
drunk.
more what I'm worried
Question
about.
mark? I don't think
I
it
would
works
say
that way.
biologically that the alcohol just doesn't pass that blood-brain barrier or something.
Right.
If there are any
that.
doctors out there, if we have any listeners that are MDs,
Tweet
give
us.
me-
We're
if you
at
can-
Hapless Heroes.
You could give me the the medical
But that did end up nude.
correspondence. That would be great.
We took all his clothes and his magical letter opener.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then eventually you did manage to identify the actual owner of this gem. Looked to be a Kenku, but then who was introduced to you as Tiddlywonk, who spoke very strangely, and his Goliath buddy, who you never bothered to ask the name of.
Yeah, we were
You guys talked for a little
so
bit,
unconcerned about him.
really tried to convince them to give you that little like short sword he's wielding.
Well, mostly Hoblet just berated them.
Right.
Yeah, his name isn't really important at 10 to 100 yards.
But Paradil put his hood up, decided to follow them back to where they were going. You guys kind of kept, a safe distance from where he was scouting, and you guys saw that this Goliath and his Kenku buddy, walked up to some door, like to the north, closer to the wall, into some house, where there was a knob. It disappeared, and instead an eye, sort of like a drawn like charcoal almost like eye. Showed up on the door. He put his hand on it. The door opened up. They went inside. Door closed. Eye disappeared. Knob is now back on the door. And that's where you guys are standing right now. Sort of in the streets of Last Wall at night, in just some, nondescript, city street, like residential street. On the evening of this Wednesday.
So Wednesday, good.
All right.
And now this is like a pretty debaucherous town from what we've seen so
Yeah, I
far.
mean, there is law and order here somewhere, but you would think that most of the military, army, anyone who's,
Yeah, it just seems like a bunch of drunken people
they're-
and bouncers.
they're gonna be
that's what
probably-
the entire city's made.
all at the wall. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. The general punishment for stuff is they put you north of the wall.
Roadhouse.
See how you fare. Right, exactly. So, like,
Nice.
at this point, the threshold's kind of high. They need every warm body they can to fight off the hordes that are trying to penetrate the walls.
Right.
In fact, actually, at night, as it gets quieter, you can almost hear in the distance, like, the faint sounds of battle, because you're a little closer to the wall now. Like, this is probably a regular, like, raging thing for them.
So now, are we like? What do they have for like siege stuff? Like, what does the wall look like in more detail? I
It's
guess.
very high.
Okay.
So,
How high? Like Method Man and Red Man high?
Yep. Somewhere between them and Snoop Dogg.
And Snoop. Okay.
Right.
I would say about 350 feet tall.
Oh, that is staggering.
Is it
It's,
just?
it's literally in between, like, it's built in between, like, two, like, fucking mountains.
Damn. Okay.
Does the Omega Project have any action out here?
You can roll me a history check, maybe.
I wouldn't
and
know that. I'm
okay.
just thinking that out loud.
You can, I guess, well, you have 0 here, so he might actually
Right.
just come with that knowledge. So I'm going to say that, yes, 0, you know that they're not necessarily, they may be, like, experiment, like, you know, sending certain things here to experiment with against the undead, but they're not going to send their own people to, like, they've done the experiments in the labs. Now it's up to the professional, like, you know, like, I guess, like, warriors. And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
The project has no authority here. So any Omega Project scientists would be here at the pleasure of the Crow King.
Right. Or on loan, you know, for whatever.
Yeah.
Exactly. And if you want to know a bit more about the Crow King and the person who sort of runs this town, you can roll me a history check now if you'd like as well.
I can.
Anyone.
Yeah.
I might know that.
If Peridot were here, he could do it at advantage, but unfortunately, as you guys are trying to, like, recall this information, Peridot almost, like, doubles over in pain. And he's holding his, you know, the 13th ab of his 13 pack,
God.
which is towards, you know, like, the bottom. And he's like, oh, guys, I don't feel so good.
That's a convincing Peridot.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
What do you mean? Paradil's here.
And
So here.
That 13th ab.
he's like, I think I need medical attention.
A
and
long ad that runs in between, up and down, lengthwise,
So at that.
in between all the other.
He's like,
12 ads.
I'll catch you up in a second. And he gives you the Traveler's Guide to Last Wall that he took from the library at your keep.
Oh, nice.
Ah. Well, that's good information to have.
He gives it to.
Jarl
He
can
gives
read.
it to Jarrell.
Oh, I really
Gives it
would
to a
have
responsible
liked to roll
adult.
for that.
Can Mort read?
Of course I can read.
You can read.
Maybe. Actually, to be honest
Yeah,
with you,
your intelligence is what? Plus, like, a +1 is your modifier? Like, you're
That
you're
makes
above
sense.
average.
I am slightly intelligent.
You're above average intelligence. Slightly above average.
But so I got a 21 on the history check
Beautiful.
using the book.
So, the Crow King is a person whose actual true identity is wholly unknown. But he has been running Last Wall, presumably for the last 60 years or so. So this is about 100 years into, like, the Foul Upheaval already. So, you know, it doesn't really have a lot of the history be like before him, because I guess, you know, humans are short-sighted. This is a traveler's guide, not the complete history of Last Wall. But
It's a tourist brochure.
yeah, he essentially he's sort of the head of a faction called the Black Crown, and it's his armies that, you know, he says it's a modest army that he leads, but he also loans, like, troops from the Darakeen Protectorate and, like, all the different regions around Telduria. Everyone has a vested interest in maintaining the security of this wall. But you really don't. It doesn't really know. There's kind of this shroud of mystery around this guy, right? Because of the fact that no one knows who he actually is. He has, you know, it's really his retainers and his people that speak on his behalf. But it's very rare that he makes an appearance himself. And if he does, he's not the one talking.
Interesting.
Like he has a speaker, literally called the Speaker for the Crow King. Pretty obvious title.
And I got all this out of the traveler's brochure.
Yeah, that's just the part about like, hey, current leadership of Glasswall.
Yeah.
So
This is the kind of world where weird shit like that seems normal because everything's been so fucked for so long.
yeah. So he's reading this pamphlet in the middle of the night outside of this weird house. And we already looked in the house, right? Did we?
No, you
Can I
guys
do a
never went up to the
perception?
house.
I'll do a perception, kind of creeping up, or should it be stealth, to creep up to the house.
You're
It
creeping
would
up to the door.
it would be
the
stealth,
mysterious
and you're
door?
going to do so at disadvantage because you're wearing plate armor.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
I'm
I
still-
do have the cloak on. That
Oh,
helps
you
me
have that
sneak
cloak?
around.
Do it.
I could also run up there, but do we want like?
He doesn't have a
Side-
sneaking cloak. He has a protection cloak, but he's also like we're just wearing clothes. And
Right.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not just
Right.
a heavy. Yeah, I'm not just stomping around. Question though, a little sidebar with the group. Is this exactly what we want to be doing right now? Like,
Well, that's
these
where the
dudes
gem thing
just-
is, right? Yeah.
I know, but they just disappeared into this like we're just gonna follow them in if we can get in, just
Yeah.
sneak into their house.
Jarrell's
There's a
gonna
knob
hold-
on the door.
Jarrell's
Yeah.
going to hold the group back, and he's going to say, so far, we've found 4 of these gems. 2 of them we know are in nefarious hands, but the last 2 seem rather innocuous. A dead wizard, a kenku. They seem relatively harmless.
Not a dead wizard. It's some person just
It
living
was
their
a
daily
corpse.
life.
It was a corpse.
Oh, that was the one
Yeah.
you found the last, but there's also
Yeah.
still the one in Tarantus.
Yes.
So what he's saying is we found 4 of the 5 so far.
You
The
found
first 2 were with dark wizards and had gateways involved. The last 2 have not. And he's trying to like piece that together. Whether they need to even hunt these individuals.
We're also looking directly at a portal, pretty much.
Well, it's not necessarily
I-
a portal, it's just a door.
I feel like there might be 2 possible solutions to getting in, should we choose to do it. Not maybe a rush. 1, could you press to digitize an image of the Kenku?
no, that would be more of a major illusion
Okay.
to like make a humanoid, like a passable
Yeah.
humanoid.
We could try one of those going by the eye, that it needs to see something.
I'm not sure if Mort has any major illusion spell.
I really
You're about
have
blasting
nothing.
things.
Yeah, I really don't have anything that would help with that. No, I do not. No.
Or we could just use our gem to try to get in.
Nazir was just thinking to us out loud. Those are some good ideas. Not Hondo. Jarrell is going to say, I think breaking and entering in this scene might not be the best solution.
What if we just knocked on the door?
You're going to knock this time, Hoblet.
If you're telling me I can't break and enter, perhaps this might be a way to get in.
Well, Mort's gonna look at him and just.
We're just
kinda-
having a huddle in the middle
Yeah,
of the
we're
floor.
huddling. And I'm just gonna
You're infringing upon at this point now loitering. Yeah.
Clearly, but also all in a huddle, like arms on
Right,
each
yes,
other.
yes.
And we're kind of like
yeah.
bouncing around. We're trying to get hyped.
In the dark.
In the dark.
Well, I mean, relative darkness. There are torches lit in the streets,
Well, I'm gonna look at.
For
Or
most of
lanterns.
us, apparently that doesn't matter.
except for you, Zero.
I'm gonna look at Hoblet and just be like, "Well, do you think you're the best one? Do you think you're the person that they're gonna want to see first?"
He did clean up, actually. Remember
Yeah.
when you guys were back at the keep? He's shined his. He's no longer brown.
Right. But he also left like maybe a sour impression with the fellas. Like
He's
do you
why
know what
they
I mean?
left
like,
the bar.
He is why they just picked up and left.
And I
they
followed them home.
and then he's just gonna knock on the door. Right.
Hold on a minute.
In your defense, Hoblet usually has sour or less than savory interactions with most
Everyone.
people.
Right.
Right. Who was the one that spoke?
I mean, I
the
tolerate
least
most
to
of the
them?
people, even in my own party.
Jarrell.
Right, and so maybe that is if we're gonna go the knocking route. I would say, Jarrell, maybe you want to take the lead on
He
this
is
one.
very charismatic.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's also true.
I would like to roll perception just
Okay.
to see if what
What are you trying to perceive? Just your surroundings, something in
like
particular?
now that we're getting into like we've just said breaking and entering like 3 times out loud.
Yeah.
Does that make it appear?
Beetlejuicing.
No, but every time the cops get
Are we
involved,
now obligated to do it,
Hoblet
though?
just gets really frustrated because we just have to do something to prove we're innocent. And like that's
You have been arrested in almost every place you've gone
right.
to.
So I just would like to Hoblet's gonna pick if we're all like in a football huddle. Hoblet's gonna pop his head up and just kind of pop down the street just to see.
Absolutely.
If we're not,
What's-
it's just to be sure we're not crossing.
Yeah,
the line.
Because
yeah,
that
yeah.
doesn't look suspicious in and of itself.
Okay, I rolled an 18. I don't know what my perception is. Hold on. So 21.
21? Okay, yeah. I mean, this is not the busiest of streets. You can hear maybe some people talking in a house, like maybe 2 or 3 down, like maybe like from inside the house, it's very muffled. There's people walking by, but there's more of like a main avenue that's a little further to your west, maybe about 100 feet or so. And there's a bit of more commotion over there. People maybe walking back to or from the bars or the other, places that are open, just meeting areas like town square kind of place.
Any law enforcement?
It does not appear so. You can, every now and if you're sitting there for a few moments, you might see a detachment of guards actually wearing the colors of the Darakeen Protectorate. We're in these gigantic tower shields and these like long spears, in like full plate armor, marching towards the wall north.
Okay.
Jarrell rolled an insight check into whether or not he should let Hoblet be the one that knocks.
Okay, what was your insight roll?
16.
16? I mean, it doesn't take an idiot, or it doesn't take a you say that. Well, I'm going to leave that gap.
Take an idiot.
I mean, Jarrell is definitely basic flatline intelligence.
You know this man.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
So
how do you
and-
want
and-
it to go down? And keep in mind, I do have a Hoblet timer that is running.
from that, Jarrell is going to, again, I'm going to try to stealth just to the door.
Okay.
Just to,
okay,
just to
sure.
see if anyone inside
At disadvantage.
hears me, I'm seeing if anyone inside hears me coming.
Sure. All right.
2.
You're loud as fuck. It's like every step you take is just like, you can hear all
Breaking
of the
glass.
Okay, you know what? You know what?
the
You know
chain
what?
that you're wearing.
As he scoffs at Hoblet and doesn't let Hoblet go to the door like Hoblet wanted to.
Oh, that fuse is
After
short.
he no, hold on. You're my homie. After he takes maybe a step or two, I'm gonna cast silence.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Nice.
So was it like an area of effect?
It's
of
20
silence?
foot.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, this also impedes any spell casting that requires a verbal component because you cannot hear yourself speaking the spell.
Okay.
Okay.
So once he takes a step or two away,
It's,
I'm gonna realize that maybe I might not have done much worse than he's doing, clanking up to the door. So I'm gonna cast a.
yeah, that's silence.
quiet.
Now,
Thank you.
I mean, it's not just quiet. There's no sound at all.
Yeah.
Oh shit! They're gonna hear me knock.
Because you're you're
no.
essentially deafened while you're in this area of effect.
Well, that kind
So
of
you know what?
How long does it last?
10 minutes. So do you know what? Can I move this area?
Let's find out. Actually, I can't remember.
So while Fran.
Or we could just take a look and
Well,
then
what
knock.
if,
He's
however,
already
the
done it,
area
so.
is positioned, because I know how the spell works, I'm going to position the radius or the outside of the area so that there's maybe a foot between the outside of the area
and
the door.
Yeah.
I have an
Yeah.
outside the box.
Well, it's happening. Okay, so yeah, you cannot move the area of effect.
Okay, so that's where it is. So there's an area of silence outside of.
Yeah, you're also immune to thunder damage while you're in here,
Cool.
as well as deafened,
Nice.
because obviously there's no sound.
You just can't thunderclap.
Fortunately, though, for all of us, about 2 weeks ago we took an ASL class down at the local Y, and we are all fluent in sign.
We all watched A Quiet Place.
So we
and-
can all still communicate with each other.
You're just
even
doing things
though-
with your hands. You don't know what those mean.
I mean, I know you and John probably know ASL, but just given your what you do, but like I know like useless words. I would like to learn though.
I know a lot of signs for eat.
Oh yeah. Well,
All I know is a sign for
Eat,
orange.
please.
If you don't know what that is, look it up. It's really amusing.
Any hoozle.
Everything I know involves fingers or thumbs pointing straight up.
I mean, that's universal right there.
So maybe I spoke too soon. Maybe Hoblet was the only one that attended that.
That would be you. Yeah.
Nice.
So he's attempting to sign to the group.
Okay. In fact, you know what? Everybody give me just straight intelligence rolls. Just use your intelligence
For
modifier
if we're able to communicate
to
with
see
the
if you
signs.
can generally get a feel for what Hoblet is doing.
I have a 17.
Yeah, you can recognize it.
11.
No.
16.
Yes.
Okay.
So everyone but Zero, who
So the-
probably hasn't been well
Right.
versed in this whole like Teldurian sign language thing.
Right.
Yeah, there's going to be social cues built in that Zero just can't pick up on.
Right.
That's a good point.
But the rest of you, I will let you communicate with them. In fact, Zero, as long as you remain in this area of effect, I would like for you to either maybe, I don't know, plug your ears, like in real life, or step outside of the area.
So while Hoblet, Mort, and Jarrell are communicating through sign language, Jarrell's going to turn around and give Hoblet a wink and a thumbs up. And then do a perception check on the house to see if there's anyone inside. And that's a 19.
You don't hear anything coming from the house. The lights are off inside.
Okay.
And how far away are we from the door? Are we standing like pretty much?
I don't know. Where are you standing? Are you
Where
in
are
the
we sta-
silence,
well,
or
we're
are you
still-
in that foot between the door and the area?
I'm
of
moving up
effective
the
silence?
house quick.
Okay. I say, if Hoblet, I'm gonna ask Hoblet. Hoblet, you just wanna? I'm gonna sign it. Basically, I'm just gonna pick
No,
my
wait.
nose twice, and
But he can't talk to me. Only I can talk to him, right?
I can only understand, but I
He
can't
can
speak
only-
back to him.
He can only because he didn't come
I mean,
to the
it's a
class,
next level.
so he can't communicate with me.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Other
Never
than
mind.
basic universal.
Signs. You can acknowledge. You can
Okay.
like gesture. Why
Can
not?
Can I understand?
Well, then again, I mean, you understand the signs though, so
Yeah.
you'd probably have to know them.
So
honestly.
he's
Right?
up to the place. We're moving towards the house then, right?
Yeah.
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 Zero, like,
So we
raises his arms like, what?
Yeah.
It starts to pantomime dancing.
Thank you.
While this is going on behind him, Jarrell's going to knock on the door.
Would you you're just gonna knock? You don't have to roll
Yeah,
for that.
I just wanted to see how strong I did it.
Oh, okay. How strong was it?
12.
A 12. Okay, so just a
normal knock.
Yeah,
Right. That seems
normal
right
knock.
in the wheelhouse.
after a few beats, there is no answer.
Okay. Mort is going to pull out the magic ladder opener, but before that, he's gonna try to just investigate a little bit and see if he knows anything about the door, if he can see anything, if there's any tells, maybe something magical is going on.
All right, give me an investigation check.
That is a 17.
A 17? I mean, this looks like a rather ordinary door, but I mean, inspecting the knob and stuff like that, I'd actually like for you to make me a supplemental Arcana roll.
Okay. That is a 12.
A 12? Okay. So there's definitely something giving off, maybe you think this might be some sort of, I don't know, some sort of trick. Maybe if it's not illusion, it might be enchantment, but you really don't know, but you just know that this is some sort of there's something up with this door.
Okay.
But it does really appear ordinary. You can definitely touch this knob and stuff like that. It's physical. It's not an illusion in that way. You can interact with it.
Well, I'm genuinely concerned if I try to stick this ladder opener into the keyhole, I might get burned, but I'm going to try it anyway. I'm going to try to pick the lock with the
letter
with
opener?
the magic letter opener.
So you're going to push past Jarrell.
I'm
and
not
try
going
to
to push
stick-
past you.
Well,
I'm just going to
I'm
kind
knocking
of
on
wiggle.
the door.
Well, we
Yeah,
nobody
he is.
answered. We're
He's
trying
like,
to get
he's
in.
like sneaking up to
mean-
the left of me with a little lockpick.
It's not a
Not a
lockpick.
little lockpick.
well, yeah,
it's a
it's
letter
a
opener.
Magic letter opener.
Sure, why don't you give me a dexterity roll?
I like that.
Now, do we have any other gems on us? I don't remember.
Peridot had all that stuff, so he left the orb with you guys. And then Felix has the other gem.
Didn't we leave the orb in the hotel room?
No, one of you
Take
has
it
it.
with us. All right, good.
Zero can't hear you ask the question.
Yeah,
Right.
one's with Felix, one's in Zero's lab. We're looking for the one in Last Wall. There's one in a home in Tarantus. And I don't have. There's 5.
And there was one in the forest, which you guys found. Right?
Zero brought the one from his lab,
There you go.
but he cannot hear you ask the question about it, so he continues to dance.
Yeah.
So that roll ended up being a 9.
A 9. You jiggle the letter opener around in there for a little bit.
Okay, that's it. Nothing else happened.
There's just the
Darrell-
rattling of the metal against the metal.
Darrell takes his
Oh.
hand and kind of pushes Mort's face away.
You face mush me.
And then I'm gonna do an investigation, I guess.
So still nobody's come to the door.
He already
no?
did the investigation. It's pretty ordinary.
Yeah. That,
So no one's come to the door.
no, no one's
Nobody.
coming to the door.
Okay. Hoblet's moving around. Which side of the house? Is there a window on the front of the house?
Yeah, there are 2 windows, one on
Cool.
each side of the door. They're like
The window on the right hand side.
curtains are drawn.
What about the left hand?
Curtains are drawn.
Okay. Can I move around the back of the house? At
The
this
house
point,
is-
I'm out and I'm motioning to Jarrell, like, let's just. We've been out here talking about breaking in. Nobody looked at us.
Right.
There doesn't seem to be much action back here.
So
If
the-
we're walking around, we're lost.
So because of the fact that Last Wall is in a very mountainous area,
Yeah.
the houses here don't necessarily have a lot of separation along some of these avenues because they're kind of built into the sides of like rock formations or hills or things of that nature. It's like I said, it kind of surrounds like this mountain, so the terrain around here is very uneven and full of stones, so they can never really regulate. So the houses are kind of all connected,
Okay. So you can't
but
really.
like they kind of as they go up, like they're more built vertically than they are horizontally, and some of
Okay.
them are kind of like just a little off from one another. That's kind of where they separate.
And there's definitely. Okay. Hoblet's gonna turn. We're all. I mean, I'm gonna assume that once Hoblet made a move to the windows, that the team kind of reacted.
I mean, I see you. I don't know what you're
Um,
thinking.
I'm going to walk up to the door and tell Jarrell and whoever else is outside of the bubble at this point, whoever else can hear me, like kind of follow my lead.
Follow your lead.
And I'm gonna twist the door handle and see if it's unlocked.
It opens.
Oh,
Okay,
Jesus.
hold on though. I'm not barreling in.
Uh-huh.
We've already established that we didn't hear anything with it. We knocked. We didn't hear anything.
Nothing.
So I'm going to sort of ease in as much as Hoblet would ease in.
On a scale of, I don't know,
1 to 20.
1 to 20.
So I rolled for it, and I was assuming that the higher the roll would mean a more elegant entrance.
I would assume
Yeah.
so as well.
I rolled essentially the equivalent of one step under kicking the door in.
Okay. He just like
So I'm
pushes
assuming
past
maybe
hard.
Hoblet just pushes the door all the way open
Sure.
and
It's-
just stands in the doorway.
It looks like the first floor of this house, it's like there's ahead of you, separated by like a half wall, or like not a half wall, but like a wall that kind of halfway out from your right. A kitchen back there. Everything's dark. There's no lights lit. There is, in the room right before that, just a table with 4 chairs around it. And then a set of stairs that are almost like a ladder, kind of going up to the second floor to your left. But it's empty in here.
Darrell's
Furniture, but nothing else.
10 on perception. Do I hear anybody in the house?
No.
Okay.
Well,
Just
are
your own
we
footsteps.
in now? This
So-
bubble of silence is put outside
It's
the door.
outside.
It has
It's
not
outside.
followed you.
There
It
is
has
now
not
sound
followed you
happening.
around. There is sound happening.
So let's all come inside. Hoblet's going to wave to everybody to
Can
come
we
inside.
now-
Darrell is going to say to Hoblet, Hoblet, this is most fully inappropriate. We cannot enter this house. We don't even know who it belongs to.
And I am gonna just put my finger to my nose and just kind of shush Jarrell because I think this is a good idea, and I'm gonna verbally just.
All right. So we're in.
Zero,
After getting your
So
face pushed
Mort
away.
and Hoblet immediately enter the building.
Yep, we're in.
Zero is attempting to do the moonwalk with a performance roll of 14.
It's passable enough. It's more like the robot, but it's definitely still like walking backwards.
So he moonwalks into the house?
No, he's just moonwalking. He didn't catch the wave part.
Oh.
Jarrell is going to turn to Zero and say, could you bring less attention to us right now, please?
He can't hear you.
He, while doing this, is now putting his hand to his ear.
Hoblet is going to walk over to the kitchen table where there is a mug, because I say there is.
He's going to.
Is there?
There is. Yep. It's brown. It's got a handle on it, and it's got
Okay.
a little beaver insignia stamped in the side.
Sure.
He's going to walk to the door and attempt to throw the mug at Zero to get his attention.
Okay. Make me a ranged attack roll, so it's going to be using your dexterity.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Hit. 17.
A 17. Does that hit your armor class?
It does not.
Okay, so it maybe just clangs off of like, maybe just kind of grazes you and then shatters next to you, but you don't hear it shatter. But you feel something touch you in the shoulder, maybe like the upper arm, like shoulder area.
Hoblet's vigorously waving Zero into the house.
Make me a perception check, if anything. Yeah,
That's what I'm looking for. 19. I'm
notice
assuming
it.
I see it on
Yes,
that.
you do.
Zero shrugs and walks toward the door.
Mort's gonna
As you get to the door, you can now hear everybody again.
suggest to Hoblet, maybe we should bring the silence with us.
I'd have to cast it again.
We can't just move this anywhere.
No.
I'm gonna turn. Hoblet's going to turn to Jarrell and sort of say, "What's done is done. Let's come inside and we'll get this sorted out."
As of so far, we've only done the breaking part.
I'm already inside.
Jarrell, again, is like usual, standing pretty much at the doorway. Because, I mean, all of these scenes are just a pull for Jarrell.
Right.
It's one way or another.
Right.
So
Actually, are your retainers with you as well, or
No, no.
Is your squire with you?
No. Not when we were at... Well, he was with us at the bar, wasn't he?
You brought them all with you here.
Yeah, but I think the other two are definitely tending to
Okay.
the room.
I just want to
In the middle of
address.
the night,
I want to
yeah.
address them. Okay.
But Hans is...
So you're still not
way
coming
back.
inside?
Not yet.
Okay.
I want to see what kind of goes on inside, within earshot and within 30
So you're gonna
feet.
leave the door open.
Draw, watch
and
the
just
door.
stand in the doorway.
But yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so Hoblet's going in an attempt not to cut him out, but not to make it obvious. Hoblet's gonna push the door shut to like a quarter of an inch.
It's just a jar.
Are you gonna hit my ass with the door?
I feel like it would be your nose.
Oh God!
Are you wearing your helmet or no?
It's not on.
Okay, so yeah, it would maybe tap you in the nose, maybe, depending on what your stance was.
So, nothing in here, boys. What do you say we do now?
Let's say we check out the upstairs situation.
Jarrell is so insulted and opens the door again.
However, he can't because when Hoblet pushed it shut, Hoblet is standing.
Like sitting
So I'm
almost like
hitting
against
Hoblet with
Yes,
the door.
he's hitting.
strength contest.
Yep.
There we go.
Ain't nothing but a G thing, baby.
Nice.
Hoblet basically falls flat on his face, and Jarrell pushes the door back open.
What did you get?
A 1.
So he actually knocks you over, and like the force of the door literally just like just scrapes you across the floor.
Yes.
In fact, the hardwood floors in here are scuffed from your armor, literally scratching against them.
Jarrell goes, "Oh, you broke the floor."
Hoblet gets up, brushes his chest off. I was standing too close. The sun was in my eyes.
It's midnight.
So,
It's like 9 p.m.
what should we do?
Well, Jarrell, now that you're in the house,
I'm not fully in the house. I just opened the door again and knocked Hoblet over.
just to open it. You had no intentions of anything else.
No, just that he was insulted that it got slammed in his
Alright,
face
can
when
I-
he hit
Can I
Hoblet.
try to persuade
How do you guys
our
get
mans-
anything done
Can I
without
try
Felix?
to persuade our man's Jarrell to get along with the plan?
What's that?
I would like to persuade.
Are you going to do a
Jarrell.
persuasion against
Yes.
my insight?
Yes, I will. Yes.
To
Or
come
should
inside
it be
the
a,
house?
Try to
should
get-
it
to
be a
get along with the
charisma
plan.
roll?
Well,
Straight charisma.
Persuasion's charisma based.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, you're both very charismatic people, so let's see which one of you out-persuades the other.
Let's go.
Persuasion.
Oh, very
battle.
nice.
Persuasion battle.
Oh, just got a 10.
You're doomed, bro. 23.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Against your better
Persuade
judgment,
off.
An invasion persuasion, since we are like home invading this right now.
you concede to Mort's argument in that it seems like this house is empty, so you think that maybe even if you explore it a little bit, just let him do what he needs to do and then try to steer it from here.
At least like try to keep the peace, so we're just not like vandalizing.
So because
the
of that,
home.
Jarrell's gonna step out from like blatantly in the doorway, leave the door open, but kind of be more in the shadows to the left of the door.
Yeah, towards
I'm
where
in the building
the
now.
staircase is. Sure. Okay.
Hoblet shuts the door.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Jarrell
politely.
glares at Hoblet.
B&E 101, man. Don't leave the door open.
I suppose you are more experienced at this than I am.
Of course.
All the while, I'm just giving
he's
seal
human,
signs.
right?
I'm
He's
half
half elf.
Half elf. Okay.
I'm
So-
just giving Navy SEAL signs, like pointing towards the upstairs, just like trying to get everybody just like to go in one place, like try to go.
So you're back to sign.
Yeah,
Oh,
Jar-
well, now
Jarrell
that
is-
we've just caused like a ruckus, pretty much.
Jarrell is
Yeah,
going to look
debate
at
in this
bottom of this
hallway.
house.
look
Yeah.
at Mort and say, do you really know what those signs mean?
I'm just gonna.
Zero, thinking through this, checks his seeing stone.
Okay.
Once we get into the house, you do that.
So you look into the orb and you notice that every single one of them is scrambled. Every single one of the views in there is scrambled and distorted.
Does Jarrell notice this?
So like it's just like
zero.
flying around between like colors. It's almost like a kaleidoscope you're looking into right now.
Like when you were trying to watch the porno channels when you were a kid, you could like half see a nipple, but it was a channel that you didn't really get.
And you weren't really sure if it was a nipple or just...
Right.
I feel
Those
like
of you-
I mean,
Some of you don't know that struggle, and I'm sorry that you don't know that struggle.
Yeah.
Some of us do know that struggle. Is
Real.
that what we're talking about?
No.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Absolutely not.
talking about a seeing orb over here.
Right.
so maybe
I
this
can't
is
believe
like
I can't believe you guys don't know what I'm talking
No,
about.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Of course, most of us have been through that.
we survived the early 2000s.
Yeah, that's
we're
right.
in there.
Mid-90s.
Mid 90s, yeah. Anyways, so yeah, it's completely scrambled zero. You don't like you can't see where any of them are, including the one that you are holding on your person.
He shakes it.
Like a snow globe.
Does anything happen?
He's just going to say no.
Can there be a role for that? I feel like that's a really good idea.
A roll
It should be rewarded.
to shake the globe.
Well, no, to
see if it works.
To see if it doesn't.
Maybe something's just loose in there.
Right. That's
You
how
had
you,
to, like,
how you get
flip-
reception sometimes.
Exactly.
If you're gonna make me do it, Zero, make me a strength roll.
All right.
Not bad.
19.
You shake the magic up in this thing. It is now really glittery. You still can't see shit.
I tap it with the heel of my hand twice.
It begins to start
tonk,
to
tonk.
settle a little bit.
Make
but
it
again,
play us a song.
still fuzzy, still blurred, and like shifting.
All right, Mort's gonna chime in here and kind of suggest that maybe, and I'm looking at Zero when I say this. Maybe this is an illusion in here. Maybe we went about this the wrong way. Obviously, we walked in the door, and now we can't really see. You know, we walked in the door a different way that our, you know, the folks that we're trying to chase in here did, and maybe this is just all an illusion for us. We should rethink our plan.
Hoblet's going to suggest that maybe Zero just momentarily steps outside with the orb,
I will do that.
Good call.
Yes.
because maybe we passed through some sort of like where they went through the door. Maybe
Yeah, like a
because we went
barrier.
into the house, it was like some sort of
I
thing.
just imagine like
Anything
Zero.
different when Zero goes outside? Does the
Do you go outside and do that?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, you can see everything clearly now.
Okay.
So,
I just imagine him like opening the door and like putting his hand with the orb out into the outside and then like bringing it back in. And then like putting it to the outside and then bringing it back in.
yeah, is there
Oh,
any
he was willing to go through a whole troubleshooting checklist on the orb.
if there's any one in particular you want to focus on, tell me.
Well, I would like to try to focus on the one the Kenku had.
Yeah, it appears to be laying sort of face up, staring at a ceiling with a hanging like lantern chandelier.
All right.
It's like a oil lantern that seems to actually pass the fuel into a few different spokes that come out from it, right?
from a place that we've been?
No, it looks like it's inside of like a wooden house that's lit up. Everything is like you know, it's you can maybe see some shadows shuffling around, people moving around in here, but it just appears to be face up, maybe just like on a surface of some kind. Maybe it's like laying on a table or something.
Foreskin.
So Zero steps out, closes the door behind him, and then puts up the orb inside of that eye that's drawn on the door.
Oh no, the eye disappeared once the knob reappeared. The eye is no longer drawn on this door.
So if there's a
It's
handle,
just
there's
a
not.
nondescript door.
Oh, okay. Somehow I missed that part. My
It's
bad.
okay.
All right. So now it's a normal door again. So it had disappeared after they went in, then reappeared.
And made it essentially, when they went in, it disappeared and the door knob reappeared.
Okay.
Okay. Is Hoblet aware that he can change spells upon a long rest? Or
Yeah,
is
you
that-
can say you pray to your deity for what strength to draw from them that day. You know what I'm saying? So like, yes, you would know that. That's how you prepare your spells.
I do have a locate object within
do I.
1,000 feet,
So do I.
but I don't have it
I've used it
prepared.
before. I don't
So-
either.
You'd have to long rest,
We
right,
would
to
ha-
prepare that.
right. So that would be my suggestion. Is now it's nighttime. I feel like we've burned a lot of. Does anyone
All
else
we've
have
done
anything?
is pretty much vandalize the floor of this house and jingled with the doorknob. So we haven't done like any real damage, but we also haven't made it anywhere. Like I'm into the suggestion. I'll say, Hoblet,
Yeah.
I think that's a good idea.
So is that kind of where you guys are deciding to head at this point then? Is like you like retire from here, go to the like get a room and board somewhere and like rest up and then prepare some new spells and get at this again tomorrow?
I think before before we leave, Hoblet's gonna kind of turn to the group and say, everybody, and then he turns to Jarrell, that's comfortable. Take a look around. See if you can find anything worthwhile here before we head back home.
Yeah, I was actually just about to ask if anyone
So-
wants to do anything else while
I
you guys
feel
are
like-
here before.
Before Hoblet can even finish his sentence, Jarl is going to say, "Have we resorted to burglary?" and step out of the house.
Done. I'm assuming that the other three of us are going to take a look around.
Yes.
Yeah, not for burglary purposes.
But if I find something,
Investigation
if I find
checky
something
purposes.
to burgle, I'll burgle it. But if not, then no burgling will take place.
Mort is more on the side of like getting pretty excited to possibly burgle this place.
Son of a bitch, bastard.
What are you rolling, anyways?
That's a good
I thought
question.
we
What
were
are we
rolling
rolling?
investigations.
Oh yeah,
Kind of
okay,
look
so
around
sure,
the
give
house,
it,
right?
yeah, give it to me.
What's 1 plus 0?
That's still a 1.
Oh, that's still a natural 1? Okay, because that's
got
what I
an
rolled.
8, which is shameful as well.
That's your
I
second
rolled
one
the
tonight.
same 8.
This is
Oh my
an
God.
ordinary house.
Okay.
All right.
Even
I
the
feel
second
like-
floor. You went up to the second floor. There is a dusty bed that has been made and some empty shelves.
All right. I'm going to just jump in that bed like in Superman flop it. Then I'm going to run out of the house.
As you jump on the bed, all the dust kind of puffs up from it. I would like for you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Jesus.
And I...
It is an 11?
An 11?
Can I make a confession before this goes on?
Uh-huh.
I was about to say, I feel like Hoblet's 1 would be literally walking up the stairs and looking under the bed. So now that this clown
So you're
ran
looking
up
under
and
the
jumped,
bed,
I feel
he's
like
belly
I
flopping
might be
onto it.
lumped into this because
I'll
I was
accept
just
that.
about to say that Hoblet was going to walk up the stairs and just
Peek
the
his
one
head.
was going to be just literally walk up, bend
Into a
over
cloud of
halfway,
dust.
put my head under the bed, walk back, and then walk back out of the house.
Yeah, you're now in this cloud of dust as well, so go ahead.
Asshole. I feel like I passed.
You did that to yourself.
Well, I know. He did it to me.
Couldn't help
19.
myself.
19. You're okay. I mean, you're kind of coughing and like kind of squinting your eyes, like, because this is like just kind of all over the place.
Yeah.
You suffer no long-term ill effects, but you're a bit disoriented for a moment.
Okay. So I just stumble down the stairs. I maybe slip on the last
One-
3.
yeah, one step,
right.
yeah.
Just
But
kind of
it's-
stumble out of the house doing like a barrel roll type
Sure.
deal.
Okay. Everybody leaving? You've
Jarl's already
Looked
on the
around.
other side of
Yeah.
the street.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Is that silent zone is still in the middle of the street?
It's 10 minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
can we
you
just
haven't-
sidebar in there? And do we know the
You know
plan
what?
already?
make me a concentration check after the whole Nat 1 debacle as well. So concentration is just 10 plus, I think it's your die roll plus your constitution. I forget. Hold on, no. Concentration is a thing. I think it's sorry. The DC is 10 plus the spell's level to maintain concentration. So 10, what level of spell is silence?
So I did not pass.
What'd you get?
I got a 10, and the level of the spell is 2. So 10 plus 2 is 12.
Yeah.
And I got a 10.
So you've lost concentration on the spell.
I mean, I feel like a lot's gone on.
Yeah, I feel like
It's understandable.
shrouded in dust, no longer concentrating on the silence.
That's when the concentration was broken.
So when trying
Yeah.
to get my attention, instead of just deciding to drop the silence, he decided to throw a mug at me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Hoblet. Have we met?
Nice.
Where do you guys?
You outdo yourself.
Where do you guys try to go get a room and board?
We already had one, right?
No, you never checked anywhere. You guys just went out drinking.
No,
Damn it, we
checked,
did.
We checked into
No,
park
because it's still there.
to check the scrying orb, and then we found out that it was in the bar. We went across the bar.
Oh yeah.
And we also
we had a
left.
room.
We left manservant. Did we
And-
leave or
and
Hans?
Franz.
And Franz.
Yeah,
okay.
Franz.
You're right. I forgot that detail.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. So you have a
Let's go
room
back to
board.
the room.
Cool. I forgot what I. Do you guys remember what I named the inn?
Yes. The Silver Sparrow or something.
No,
like
that was when you were traveling
Yeah.
Damn it.
before.
Thought it was the knockoff of the.
I don't know if I gave this one a name, but if I didn't, why don't I pull out my name bucket? It's been a while.
time.
Name bucket.
Because I think someone has given us a tavern name. Oh yeah, this one actually I really wanted to use. This came from Discord. So this one came from Reinhawk on our Discord, and he said the flatulating flagon. Sorry, the flatulating flagoon.
Flagoon.
I'll do that one for more.
Flagoon.
Yeah, the flatulating flagoon. That's where you are staying for
Great.
the night.
Wow. This is like one step up from the Krusty Krab.
No, the one for the Krusty Krab, that's a little bit more expensive. That's about another 3 or 4 blocks to the north. That's the Slumber Hulk. Its emblem is just sleeping Umber Hulk, where he's like resting on his large pincers, but the pincers are actually fluffy pillows.
Oh.
And that's from Tuna Zone on our Discord. Bam.
That sounds.
You have
sounds
options.
Great.
You got options. The Slumber Hulk or the Flatulating Flagoon.
Which
Well,
one do we park ourselves in?
Well, I suppose we were at the flatulating flagoon because we already had decided on it. So
Yeah,
Hoblet,
that was
Hoblet
across
was
from
more
the bar.
comfortable. Yeah, and Hoblet was more comfortable with the stench in there.
double.
That's where I
does
stayed
sound
the
more-
last time I was in Last Wall, 113 years ago.
And it hasn't been the same since.
Right. That's why they call it the flatulating flagoon.
It used to just be the Flagoon. Okay, so you guys make it to your rooms. Anything else before bed? Anyone doing anything else? Just making sure that we're covering this. Good.
A little late night yoga.
Who who wants to give me a montage, a long resting montage?
Do we have to pay for?
We already.
It's
yeah,
negligible.
took care of it.
You'd pay if you were at the Slumber Hulk, but
Are there any? I mean, I feel like this might be advantageous here because there's like a whole bunch of like. So I know the mercenary life well. I am able to identify mercenary companies and emblems, and I know a little about any such company, including the leader's reputation and who hired them recently. I can find the locales where mercenaries abide anywhere, as long as I speak the language. My mercenary work between adventures affords me a comfortable lifestyle.
yeah.
So does that? Anything here?
Oh, there's lots of mercenary groups
Yeah.
here. There's maybe a few noteworthy groups that you've heard of. They take bigger contracts.
Okay.
Makes sense that they would be out here because there's lots
They're
of undead to
hired by
kill.
the Crow King. Do I know that? Because I know who's hired them recently.
I'll give you 2 names of some of the mercenary companies here that you definitely recognize: the Malachite Fist and the Large Greek Letters.
That's spelled out in like whatever English would be.
In common, yeah.
Okay.
The Large Greek Letters would have definitely been hired by the Crow King. The Malachite Fist are probably here because they're still looking for a job.
Because no one will hire those fucking degenerates.
So Dave has some history with the Malachite Fist from another life in another world.
Bunch of dicks. They can go unemployed.
So we should not look to employ the Malachite Fist.
They're infamous rather than famous.
Okay.
The jobs, in fact, give me a history check at advantage.
I am on fire tonight.
Okay, but you had advantage, so what was the other one?
A 17 plus whatever.
Oh, yeah. Okay, good thing you had advantage because, there's another nat one, folks.
Another name.
He's
That's my
just
third
rolling
one
hot
of the night.
tonight.
Crazy.
He said, you know for a fact that the Malachite Fist, any of the jobs that they're known for, that they've done is because they've stolen them out from another mercenary company.
Okay.
These guys are chilling here.
They're all chilling in the bar?
Yes.
Okay.
You know that they're probably not at their full comps. At this point, either if people are in bed elsewhere, they're missing a few members between the two groups in this flashlighting flagoon.
Lagoon.
We're all headed in for a long rest, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
That's the plan.
Do I have any history with the large Greek letters?
Do you have any history with the large Greek letters? And you know what? I'm going to make a little story roll here.
Hoblet's working on something.
You
Just so that everybody knows, in case y'all
The
can't
Hoblet
see 'em.
timer has come to an end.
Right. The wheels are turning. Something needs to be done.
You haven't worked directly with them, but you've been on jobs where they've had a part of it. There was one particular time where you were actually just working with the dwarves, the Iron Guard, to actually excavate one of the mining tunnels and fight off some of the monsters and use like sort of nasty creatures that came out from some of the caverns that were unexplored for a bit. And they had a hand in, like, they went left, you went right by yourself. In fact, you actually have a certain level of respect with them because you managed to hold yourself on your own, but they just haven't called on you for a favor.
Okay, never mind.
But they might know you.
No, that's okay. I was hoping that maybe I didn't like both the groups. That's okay.
That would have been your better option.
Yeah, I fail to see the logic
Have
in
you
that.
met Hoblet?
He just searches for conflict.
Well, the play was on my way up to bed, I was going to, because I had been here before, and the bartender, who I was also going to force you into making a dwarf, who was my friend, through some rolls and some whatevers. He was going to send a round of Shirley Temples to one group from the other group in an attempt to get a ruckus going as Hoblet walks off to bed.
You could still do that.
I feel like that's
But
still a
if
good
I
idea.
like the one group,
The option is still on the table.
Consider
yeah.
this. Consider that their entire mercenary band was compared to you by yourself, and you came out on top.
That's kind of where you started making a name for yourself as a sort of a mercenary.
Well, Morta's just going to take this idea that he kind of told the group and he's just going to go right
Did he
ahead
tell
and
you?
order the Shirley Temples.
For everybody?
no.
I am going to send the Shirley Temples from...
The large Greek letters or the Malachite Fist?
I'm going to say that the Malachite Fist is sending Shirley Temples to the large Greek letters.
Now,
and Hoblet accompanies him to the bar
Yes.
to include my friendship with.
What's your bartender friend's name?
Ooh, my dwarf, my dude. Are there any good names?
before you name him,
sure we got a bunch if you want me to.
before you name him, Jarrell rolled for perception to see if he noticed the conspiracy going on behind him. And he did not.
This is a worthwhile roll.
You had a chance. I like it because we probably both could have been easily persuaded not to cause mayhem. But if you don't notice, Felix isn't here.
I'm just
Quinn's
going
not here.
Jarrell is starting to make his way up the stairs to his quarters.
Hoblet's finding Mort a very good companion in mischief. Mort's pretty much willing to watch the world burn as long
If it
as.
sounds fun,
He'll light it.
I'm into it.
I don't have the greatest. I don't have the greatest
right,
names
give-
for a dwarf
Not a
right now in the
bartender?
bucket.
You know
What
what?
a good dwarf name.
You know what?
Greg Dorfson.
How about? And that's why we hired the Dorfson.
No, you don't.
The dwarf Greg Dorfson.
Right? They're related. They're related. He and Hoblet go way back, and that's why the Dorfson works for us now.
Sure, that's canon now.
I
You
like it.
remember that later on?
Yes. We remembered a fact into existence.
Yeah, that's right. That's how this all works.
So
right?
the dwarf,
No eye
Greg
rolling here.
Dorfson.
Dwarf Greg Dwarfson.
That's actually really tough to say.
Can you also just like convince him to have me not pay for these Shirley Temples? Can
No,
you
we're
just be
paying.
honest?
We're paying, and we're tipping him because he's doing us a solid.
Okay.
Yeah, we are about
I'll
to
tip-
fuck up
You
his
know what?
bar.
As more
You might as well
orders,
make them.
Hoblet's gonna throw what? Maybe 3 gold up on the
Sure. More, make me your persuasion.
It's not as bad as you
wait a
think.
minute,
It's a
wait a
9.
minute. I can do something for you.
You have a 7 for persuasion?
I do. I'm very persuasive.
Hold on.
Yeah, which is surprising because he's sucked at it this entire time.
Right.
I have just historically rolled very negatively on
On
persuasion.
those particular checks.
I mean,
yeah.
you
Can
roll
I-
about as well as I do with compelled duel, which I was trying over and over with no success.
Yeah, also-
And we'll probably try again.
I'm very keen on intimidation as well, and that has failed miserably in my
You're
placement.
not. You're just not very intimidating.
I'm not
Apparently not.
intimidating.
So, I'm asking maybe for a bit of a bend of the rules.
Okay.
Are you trying to lawyer your way out
My
of this?
War God's Blessing
Uh huh.
allows me to give a +10.
To an attack roll.
Right. So because we're trying
Unless
to
you're making
start an attack,
Unless you're making an attack with something. Then
Can I
no.
bend my own luck?
Does it say? I think it's maybe for an ally, if anything. But you can try. You can look. Tell me if it's.
damn it, Fran!
Hold on. We might still have a little bit of his reaction. I can add or subtract 1d4 from another's attack roll ability checkers.
Another's. Not you.
Tides of Chaos
mean,
wouldn't work for this
you know
situation.
You
what?
could give yourself advantage. Yes.
Yeah, with Tides of Chaos.
Yeah.
But then you have to
I
roll for
Hold on a minute. I can give him. I have guidance, but all I can give you is a D4.
No, I'm
just
good on that. I'm just
take
gonna,
advantage.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take advantage.
All
Are
right,
you
Tides of
using
Chaos.
Tides of Chaos?
use Tides of
on
Chaos
this?
on
To
Oh,
persuade
my
harder.
God.
Yeah.
Hey, well, I mean, if we're just about to go pass out, I might as well have a little fun.
Right for the 4th one
Right.
of the night.
It's gonna reset. Oh, okay.
The old double deucer. That's
So,
another 9.
so Hoblet's gonna give him guidance.
Okay. Come on, baby. 4!
So,
So,
9, 10, 11,
13.
12, 13.
Big
13?
time. Not bad.
13 guidance and 3 gold, and he's Greg. He's the
And
dwarf.
he has to roll for using his
He's
Tides
the
of
dwarf
Chaos.
Greg
No, no, no,
Dorfson.
no.
And I am
He
also...
gets it back when he induces wild
I'm
magic.
also, hold on, before any of this goes on, I'm also going to just give him an extra little, like, eyebrow shrug.
Nothing
like,
else happens.
suggestively.
But he rolled. I even rolled 2 die just to kind of give you the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
He rolled poorly on both of them, so his insight was not
Awesome.
very high. So he takes the gold. He looks at you.
Makes
He's
the
like,
drink.
"Hope you know what you're doing, Hoblet," and sends the drinks over. And
Hoblet,
says that they're from the Malachite Fist.
right. So Hoblet and Mort. Hoblet then puts his arm around Mort. I'm assuming you definitely are gone.
I'm way
Wait, Zero's gone upstairs.
Okay. So
Oh, Zero left him too?
So it's just
Because Mort is
Zero
uncontrollably
didn't even
giggling
know
in the
they were
background.
doing this.
because we haven't yet described the looks of this place, I'm assuming.
No, I haven't.
Hoblet's gonna lay it out. It's an old Western style saloon.
That's what I was picturing.
okay. So Hoblet and
With
Mort
the fist by the bar.
have
and,
walked down the length of the bar where there's a staircase that goes up to the rooms on the 2nd floor.
Yep.
Okay.
Is there a player piano?
Yeah, but
Oh yeah.
Is there a
how late
player
is it? He
playing
might
it?
be off at this time. There might be a drunk guy sitting there trying to play a song.
No, not a
singing
piano
about
player,
lady.
a player piano.
A
So
player
mechanic-
piano.
Right, that's what I was
like
thinking.
the ones that play themselves.
Like that, the old little metallic.
With like the little like parchment like going through it. You know what I'm saying? Like moving the
Yeah.
playing itself.
Yeah.
Well,
The reason I asked that
It's all out
is
of
because
key.
I have an
Oh,
ambient. I have an ambience for this, so it's going in now.
Nice.
there is in fact a player piano,
Okay, great.
and
there's a rather drunk man sitting there,
Pretending
waving
like
his
he's
hands
playing
around
it.
the keys, pretending like he's playing it.
Great.
Hoblet and Mort make their way to the bottom of the stairs. Wait, he's a human, so
He's half elf.
I'm half
also.
elf.
so we're both short.
No, you're short.
I am about
elves are
6
very
feet.
elves are
About
very
6 feet.
tall.
Well, I was thinking elf, half elf.
Oh, no,
It's a halfling.
Yeah, that's a halfling.
He's half of an elf.
So he's still like
Yeah.
twice my height.
Literally just
Yeah.
a pair
Yeah,
of
so much
skinny
larger than
legs.
you.
So Hoblet will walk up a
Basically
couple
hugging
stairs.
my waist.
What's
Right.
that?
So I'm gonna go up like a step or two, so
Just
that
to be
we're
eye
like,
level?
right?
And you're just
closer to eye
standing in the
level.
stairs?
Keeping
Okay.
And I
ahead of
kind
him.
of put my arm around his shoulder, and I go, "Let's just watch for a minute."
I'm still like really trying to like control my giggle.
Are you gonna
You
take
can-
a seat on the stairs?
Two of the members of Large Greek Letters. One guy you know is Big Sigma.
Oh yeah. Oh, Big Sig. No,
Yes.
they're in trouble. If Big Sig's going over, they're in trouble. He might need to only go by himself, but who's going with him? Tell me it's not Capital. It's not Capital, is it? Is it Big Sig and Capital?
This is Peak Hoblet.
It's Capital Delta.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
All right. They're a little bit luckier.
So the
then.
brothers?
They're brothers, but they're lucky that the younger brother went.
Yeah, Big Sigma and Capital Delta. Yeah. Walk over, and you can hear them just say, What is this? What are you doing? Like, what is this crap? The three from the Malachite Fist who are in attendance looks like a half orc, a halfling, and an elf. Just kind of like look over, like while they're sipping like their drinks or whatever, and he's like, and the half orc goes, "Get the fuck away from me!"
What are you drinking those sissy drinks for?
They both fail to intimidate each other.
That's a great sign.
And then a slap fight
That's
ensues.
just a great sound bite right there.
They fail to intimidate.
I mean, okay, so like they have the same modifiers,
Right.
And I rolled 2d20, and they came up with the same fucking number.
It's awesome.
I rolled a 7 on both of them.
Oh my god.
So did they basically just like Tommy Tough Nuts each other for a second and then walk away? Is that what happens?
Oh, I don't think it's there yet.
No, because
Neither back down is pretty
I mean,
much
they're all
what
just
they-
pretty much just like looking at each other's faces.
because the halfling is caught trying to steal the coin purse of Big Sigma.
Oh shit. You know what? At this point,
So Hoblet's like
I'm locked
nudging
in.
Mort.
I'm
at this point, Hoblet taps Mort on the back and goes, "Shit just got real.
I need to see this through.
We're not going anywhere."
I'm just rolling to hear the sound that they make. A gigantic fight breaks out.
As the fight breaks out, Franz walks out of like his little bedroom in like a
Your
little,
bard?
like these cutesy little pajamas and this little hat on, and he sees you first on the stairs, and
Now, wait a
then
minute.
looks down at the fight.
Am I remembering correctly that this is the one that I made put the guy in the pizza oven?
No,
Or
that's
is that
Sven.
the other one?
That's
Okay,
Man's
sorry.
Sword.
That's it, but Franz was with in the
Okay.
one you made
Franz was a
cry
witness.
He
several
was there,
times.
but I can't remember which one I actually
He
had.
was just a witness.
Okay.
And he looks at you and he just starts like tearing up again, and you just see his little bunny slippers shuffle back into the room and shut the door.
Yeah, you can see like right from the top of the stairs.
This might be a hold question, so I'm gonna hold question. If I cast a spell,
Whoa, yeah, let's.
this is why I ask, because this is a genuine question. Does that make us go into like?
Yeah,
Well,
probably.
oh.
Would
Okay.
I get forced into initiation?
Initiative?
Initiative, sorry.
Well,
into
you know.
initiative. If I decided I wanted to cast, like, if this is getting too crazy, I just want to cast confusion over the whole group and then just, like, stop everything from happening. Does that put me and Hoblet, like, into a, like, does that fuck me up if they all, like,
You
if they
might
notice.
You might be in a pickle if they notice.
Okay.
If they all fail the saves, they're just affected by magic, but at that point
That's
they're too
5
confused.
saves.
Right.
It's 5 saves. That's not that bad. All right, we'll see what happens. Let's see how it shakes out. Unhold.
So no, yeah, he's not casting. That's what he's saying.
So fight breaks out, right? They're like no weapons have been drawn yet. It's just a fist fight right now,
Of course.
you know?
Guys are throwing each other. The guys are throwing guys into other guys.
Oh yeah, you see eventually Capital Delta will pick up the halfling, grab the coin purse that he stole like out of his hands, and then like just like sit him down in a bar stool like very forcefully, and you kind of see him like just shouting. There's a lot of shouting here, so you can't really make out a lot of the words that are happening anymore. But after about what feels like forever, but it's probably only been about 10 minutes, the front door to the flatulating flagoon bursts open, and you see there are six
Bouncers, pretty much.
6 individuals.
We don't get involved.
They're dressed in
Caused this.
like those. I can't.
Oh, my.
Not involved.
It wouldn't have happened if you hadn't gotten involved.
Right.
I was bored.
Of the 6, 3 of them are wearing heavy armor, but it looks like it's like scale mail, but it looks like the scales are actually fashioned into feathers. It looks like. And then those wearing leather actually look like they are wearing feathers. Like it's all, and their armor is all black, and all of them are wearing helmets where the front, like the face of the helmet has a very long sort of beak shape.
Like those old doctors.
So they look like Blue Falcon. Remember Blue Falcon?
Well, I hope it's more Blue Falcon than Bird Person, because this could get
I'm thinking of those like old timey plague masks, like where all the doctors would put like their herbs. In
I'm
the big
picturing It's
snouts and
Always
those things.
Sunny
You know what
when
I'm
they-
talking about?
Yeah,
like
like-
extremely creepy. They're fucking
Less
creepy.
right, but less plague doctor and more like plate armor.
Okay.
Okay.
The plague doctor, plague armor.
Okay.
Well, that's a tongue twister.
Plague doctor, plate armor. Perfect.
Yeah. And 3 of them draw heavy crossbows pointed at the fight, and the other 3 draw, long sword, maces, whatever. Like they just pull out like, handheld weapons, and well, you know what I mean, like melee weapons, I should say, and start marching towards and are attempting to break up the fight. And once these guys walk in, the fight immediately, everyone goes stand still. Like they immediately stop fighting. They shut the fuck up. The entire place is eerily quiet.
And you think that my chaos doesn't have a point sometimes.
Yeah,
We
that's-
never
that's
would have
the
known about
no,
this.
That's the no messing around crew right there.
Okay.
And one of them shouts, "What's this all about?" And they kind of are all looking at each other, and you see that Big Sig points at the halfling and goes, "Tried to steal my coin purse." And they look at one of them. This guy looks at the bartender, and then turns his head around and he looks at you two, watching from the stairs. Can you corroborate this?
Of course.
I'm
I
just
saw
gonna-
the halfling reach for his purse. They were merely trying to retrieve it.
Roscoe, you're coming with us.
Vigorously shaking my head, yeah.
They address this halfling by his first name, Roscoe. And he sheepishly walks with the guards. They encircle him and march him out of the building.
Wow. What a turn of events.
I mean, I do have a rough sense of humor.
I mean, that was the punchline.
I'll give you. I'm going to give you adult onset inspiration for that.
Yeah, that was
So-
great.
We watched the fight. We're tired out. We're gonna lay down montage.
Stinky sleep in the flatulating flagoon.
If you want to sleep in a pillow full of butt toots, you go to the flatulating flagoon.
That just sounds like pink eye waiting to happen.
Yeah, it comes with every room.
Oh God.
Montage.
And I think that's a perfect cap for this episode right here. Is causing some havoc, learning some things,
Getting
and then-
pink eye.
and then going to bed and getting some pink eye.
Nice.
So we'll find out what happens next time on Hapless Heroes. So, thank you all for listening. If you like us, you can find us all over the interwebs. We're on Twitter, we're at Hapless Heroes. We have a Discord channel now, which you can actually find on our Podbean homepage. You can see a pin post on our Twitter or a subreddit /r/Hapless Heroes podcast. It's getting pretty active these days. It's really having a lot of fun talking to everybody.
At me, bros.
And we also are on Instagram at Hapless Heroes. I haven't put something up in a while, so I haven't had to be better about taking pictures.
Oh, Hoblet's got some good notes that could go up.
Yeah, I gotta get back on that. And if you really, really like us, you could leave us a 5-star review on the podcast service of your choice. Kind of like this person did.
Ooh.
This one comes from Lamille. And says, this is a solid actual play podcast with a good sense of camaraderie between the players/actors at the table. Guys, we're actors now.
Yeah. Moving up.
It seems like they really grew into their characters, and there are some tremendously funny moments. The sound design is also high quality, although you can tell they're recording on microphones of different quality. It's true. We are. I kind of have things split up based on,
Good ear.
you know,
Yeah.
right.
We
That's
were on microphones of different quality. We seem to be pretty close to standard now.
pretty close to standard, but I mean, at the same time, though, that's a very astute observation because we do have essentially 3 different mics on either side.
Ragtag bunch of mics.
They're all condenser mics, but yeah, that's quite an audiophile review. That's
I think
awesome.
that might have been a little earlier on too. You know, we go
Oh,
back a
yeah.
few episodes. We did have
Totally different mic.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
some of those Sures, I think, or something.
Oh yeah, we've kind of gone through the gamut of recording equipment and things like that, which also thank you all for sticking with us through all that. I mean, that means you're here for the story, which we love you for.
Those first couple episodes are like the first season of The Office. That shit's rough.
Right.
You just gotta power
They
through
were
it.
good.
There's some nuggets in there, but
Oh yeah, I mean that's where all of our jokes come from.
Right.
Audio quality. We had an audio quality growth curve like red versus blue.
Right. It just like dramatically skyrocketed. But like these new microphones, this new like audio equipment has been in no small part due to, you know, people helping us out with that, like donating to us on Patreon, you know, just like it really has gone a long way, and like we deeply, deeply appreciate all of you.
thanks.
Yeah.
Mad love. Mad love.
You know,
So
we
at
all
the end of the
we all have a
review?
piece. We all have a piece in this now. So
Yeah.
yeah. Anyone got to really, really like us?
Oh god. I didn't think of one.
Could always think of one.
If you really, really, really love us, go to your local animal shelter and donate to it. Jesus! Compared to the last suggestion we had.
Which
Do a nice thing.
Right.
Yeah,
which if that
somebody-
doesn't ever make it to air, that will eventually show up in a blooper reel that I will release. I promise to you.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's great.
I figured as much.
At which point, Massimo and I will both be arrested.
Yeah, just shaking our heads. in
Right.
shame.
So wrapping things right up because we're so good at that. I'm gonna go ahead and outro our cast. To my left, we have James playing Hop with the Smasher,
What the fuck?
Massimo playing Gorgeous Mort,
This was a lot of fun.
Dave playing Zero,
Zero just robo moonwalks by the screen.
and John playing Jarrell.
Jarrell wakes up. This pillow smells. And goes back to sleep.
And I'm Francesco. I've been your host of DM. Tune in next week where the plot will unravel even further. Maybe.
Probably.
Bye now.
Bye. Hang up now.